This is ION Hong Kong with Key.
And this is Harminder, and we'll be discussing the top news for the week involving Hong Kong and China. And those were our lovely, caring mothers taking care of their children. And welcome back to the second half. We have James Bang, but we're not talking Bitcoin this time. No. We're talking about you being at the protest, getting pepper sprayed right there in the face. You're the guy with the hat.
Yep.
And you know, tell us how that scene's set up.
Okay, so that was right at the beginning of the evening, and what happened right before that was one localist protester was being hauled away, and he was being dragged hogtied style, hands and legs, and we were asking why you arrested him, because it didn't seem like he did anything wrong. And so we were just asking the police, and no answer, obviously. So they were just dragging him all the way to the van, and so we were just following along, observing, seeing what was happening to this gentleman that was being hogtied. And as we followed along, police claim that we were surrounding their vehicle, which is why they had to unleash pepper spray on us.
Well, I saw one thing there that may have triggered the police. Was you saw that pull-up banner, right? Somebody kind of shoved it into the police, and that kind of just seemed to set them off. I was trying to look for a set-off point of the pepper spray being pulled out. That seemed to set them off with somebody. It could have just been the crowd moving in and inadvertently may have hit him, but that seemed to set him off, trying to think a banner's about to attack me, attack them all.
But the guy who started the attack was from inside the van. If you see, he opens the van.
He's the first person that pepper sprays.
And everyone else on the ground follows, so it's hard to find that trigger point, but they definitely got overly excited. There was no warning.
Seemed to be that way.
And what was worse was a lady who actually got punched in the middle of all this. And we were separated by the police with a barricade, so there was no reason for them to be in fear that we would attack.
Jump the barricade.
Since you guys were separated by the barricade, then how could you say that you guys were surrounding their vehicle?
Exactly.
You weren't on the other side either.
Not at all.
So there's no surrounding. You're just in front of it. Anyways, we'll play clip 3 here and observe some more. And then there.
I asked him why. Why he pepper sprayed me.
They look insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
They look scared and just nuts.
Ill-disciplined.
This is not how police should act.
I'm asking him why. He says, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Why did you pepper spray a peaceful person? 12846 11885. Why did you pepper spray me? Tell me. Give me one reason. One reason.
Look at the look. That's the most disgusting look I've ever seen in my life. Coming from an officer of the law.
I just wanted one explanation.
Tell me. I want to know what I did to get pepper sprayed. I deserve an explanation. My face is on fire. Why? Why? If you don't have a reason, apologize. You should apologize if you don't have a goddamn reason. That's right. You ain't got nothing to say. You're out of control. That's what you are. A bunch of thugs with badges out of control, lethal weapons, not knowing when to use it. Undisciplined force you are. Disciplined, undisciplined, undisciplined. Pepper spraying anyone you feel like. Is that the way you work? Is that the way you work? Tell me. Are you deaf? They're deaf. Seriously, I would like to spray against this officer. He's going to spray me in the face for no reason. This one right here. This one right. Are you blind? It's in my face. In my face for no reason. Why did you do that? You pepper sprayed me in my face for no reason. Tell me. Why? Why did you do this? Why did you do this 1, 2, 5, 4, 7? Why? Tell me why? What's your reason for pepper spraying? What's your reason? No reason. There you go. No reason.
Well, you're mad, obviously. And you definitely had reason to be, and I'm glad you got in their face about it, because that was totally... And apparently they train for hours and they drill and all this stuff. You hear it in the papers. Oh, we're training for Operation, Mongoose or some ridiculous name or whatever. Right. But then they act like scared children against protesters.
Activists who are just fighting for democracy.
Well, what's your take on it?
I would just ask you, have you filed a complaint report?
And here's the funny part. I tried to right after that.
And at the Montclair police station?
Right. Yeah. Actually, no, right there was a commander in a white shirt.
Oh,
so
right,
I tried to explain what happened.
How about we play the clip instead? Clip 4.
When you make the complaint, and then they will follow up. And
I just complained.
Yeah,
so
we know that, but we won't do the statement again at this.
So will they? You don't have my number. How will they get in touch with me?
No, you just provide your information to my officer, right?
I didn't give him my number. How's he going to get in touch with me? Tell me, how's he going to get in touch with me?
I think you're making a little bit of fool about yourself like this.
Okay, let me handle it for you, okay?
Okay, so obviously he did it. He lied, and now they've gone. This is so unprofessional.
This is my officer.
Okay.
He is here to help you, okay? We will take down your personal information.
All right, so now, okay, thank you.
Another one.
Okay.
So this is the second time now. Another officer now is saying he's going to take my details so that they can follow up. Thank you.
After you give your personal information to the officer, then we will escort you to the ambulance for your medical treatment.
All right, thank you. Okay. So now they will take down my contact info so that they can...
Okay, so...
Right.
Wait, you gave your information to another officer, but he didn't take down your contact details?
He's the second white shirt. So the first white shirt commander who came by, he called the ambulance, took my ID, but he demanded my ID right away. And I go, okay, I'll give it to you, but will you take a complaint? He goes, absolutely. Okay, so I give him my ID, but he purely doesn't care about my complaint and just cares about the incidents and doesn't even take my contact details and walks off. And so I'm left there with nothing when he promises me he's going to handle this complaint against the use of pepper spray excessive force without cause.
Right.
And he just walked away. Basically.
Have you heard back from them yet?
No, they haven't called. I'm still yet to hear back from anybody from Hong Kong police.
But I thought, because I have no experience in these kind of incidents. I mean, usually what people do, I thought they would go to the police complaint office, right? And then to make a formal complaint, but not to make it right on the spot to the police officer, right? Have you
gone to the police station to...
No, they told me they're going to call me, and that's the next step. I asked, what's the next step to follow up?
I think you should call them and say, what's going on with my complaint that I made last...
But be careful, because this week someone got convicted for chasing up one of the incident these inspector who have a baton on the back of one of the peasant by, and then they keep calling, and then they got convicted for making
harassment?
Phone call. Yes.
I read that.
Be careful.
Many times.
Yes. Make one call. Make one call and see. Then get a lawyer involved if you want. But by the way, thank you, Lost Dutch, for these videos. These are very, very well done.
Oh, no wonder we're shooting from that angle.
The tall guy shooting. Oh, that's great to have. A great angle right there, right? But I mean, this is insane. I mean, you see all this stuff on the news. Well, actually, none of this was on the news. I didn't see any of it. They just said there was a protest, like it was just normal.
Right.
Yeah.
So the title or the headlines you see the next day is the two groups clashes.
Yeah.
Well,
that was in the Post.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, as someone who was right there,
yeah,
what was happening was localists were just...
Explain what happened.
Sure.
How this all started. What was this protest about?
So the protest was against these dancing mainland aunties.
Yeah.
And these aunties are actually not just not liked in Hong Kong, even on the mainland. They're kind of vilified. And there was a story in the Apple Daily where they actually have sound weapons to disperse.
Get rid of them.
To get rid of them.
Yeah.
So they're a nuisance everywhere.
Because they can't sing.
Right.
They're
That's
awful.
very true.
They use an echo on the speaker to make it worse.
And they use red songs, mainland.
All red songs. Yeah.
They don't even sing on the mainland.
Yeah, exactly. It's really bad.
Right. So that's.
But here they come to solicit.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
They're soliciting here.
For what?
Money.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are
They're
they
not
doing
selling their bodies, you dirty pervert.
Hold up a second. Sorry.
And they're doing this in working class Mongkok, neighborhood. So
they're looking for. You can go Portland Street if you want some, Key.
I'm shame on myself. Sorry.
But I'm just saying that. The protest is actually legit because they're so bad and they're taking up valuable artistic space, for real Hong Kongers.
And the foreigners were being pushed out. Did you see? They were actually foreign bands. They were asked to leave, and then the mainland band were allowed to set up afterwards and escorted and
But on the weekends, that is the public space for anybody that wants to. This is IONHK Street, right? So this is a public space for anybody to come in and add some artistic value.
But as you said that, then everyone, these mainland auntie, they should be one of them, right? They also think that their performance is a form of art as well.
Right, but then you have localists come in and say, "Damn you mainlanders, you should not be here." Well, first of all, their artistic value on a scale of 1 to 10 is a -5. I mean, it's
only
really
your
bad.
own judgment.
No, yeah, okay.
And it's not just one
okay, fine.
skull.
A blind and deaf person may like it, okay? But nobody with their senses likes it, okay?
I tried.
That's simple.
Be a devil advocate.
Yeah, nice try.
Okay,
right?
I failed. Okay.
And so they end up taking the whole IONHK Street, not just one block.
That's right. They don't take up just, maybe from half this table and just do their thing.
But what about Falun Gong? They also did same kind of performance in everywhere in Hong Kong. Why didn't
what
we?
performance? They just set up some banners.
And no, they also have this performance of chopping off people and taking their organ from their body too.
But that's really been reported.
Okay, fine.
So it's. I guess you could say it's a play that they're acting out of real events.
They also play some music as well. Then why we have this judgment saying that these aunties, they don't really perform up to the standard? Then
okay, well then let's put it.
It's
in
more the
perspective.
content of what they're performing. It's not any canto pop song or mainland.
So you are okay with the Canton pop song, but not okay with these mainland Chinese songs?
It's not even mainland Chinese songs. It's communist political songs.
It's hardcore red songs.
Right.
Okay. That's the thing.
Okay.
And they've got the right to do that, but probably in one sector of the street, not entire Mongkok IONHK Street.
It's only because they have so many people that
so many fans, right?
Singing.
Yeah. Fans of
and the localists.
Everybody's going like this. Doesn't mean that they're clapping their ears. Okay, it means really it's
we are going
awful.
to Mongkok later to have a look.
Yeah, they may be there actually today, and we'll record it. And we'll put it up on the Facebook page later.
So that's the reason that localists came out to try and
drive them away.
Push them away.
Yeah.
How did they do it to push them away? Like really push?
But no, by merely being there, it stopped them from setting up and performing. Just the presence of the localists being there. However, what was unexpected though was a group of about 20 to 30 thugs just came charging in from Nathan Road and started beating on protesters and activists in the area. These were proper thugs, muscled, and they came ready.
Patriots! Keep going.
Right. There are some messages going on social media, that
this was going to happen. I'm sure they saw it. Yeah. But I did see some familiar faces of the normal pro-China people that are there. One of them is like Chu Chao Spicy Girl, and the
all
other
Chinese
people
look the same anyway.
Yeah.
That's probably those numbered thugs recycled.
Yeah,
again,
probably right.
Well, how come they also got the news? Because I myself didn't get the news that you guys.
Yeah, I didn't know this was happening. I was on Twitter. And suddenly I see Lost Dutch and it says James Bang just got pepper sprayed. Look, what the hell's going on? Why is James Bang getting pepper sprayed?
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I thought you were making kimchi and then he's trying to have a new flavor on that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
okay, Jasper John.
That might add some kick to the kimchi.
But how is the police? Well, we saw their behavior, but did they play favorites?
Oh my goodness!
Rhetorical question.
Don't even know where to start with that. The things that I witnessed that night are so horrifying.
Name some stuff you saw.
One thing I saw was there's one gentleman, and there's a great picture of this online you can see.
Yeah.
So that his shirt is off, and his body marks are clear.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Clear body, and he's surrounded by 2 guys ready to attack him. And on the other corner, you can see 6 officers, 1 in a white shirt and 5 in blue shirts, just crossed arms watching this guy. Next picture you see, the guy is beat up, bloodied and scratched, and these same officers just staring and watching. Guess who they arrested?
Oh, the protester.
The one who got beaten up?
The one who got beat up, and the guys doing the beatings got released.
No way.
Which is the reason this protest stretched all the way to Sham Shui Po, because the guys that got released were being chased down by localists over and over again. And Ray Wong, the founder of Hong Kong Indigenous, demanded that he get arrested. And in Sham Shui Po, finally, the police agreed to arrest him because Ray said, I'll get on the van as a witness statement, and he actually went to the station to make sure this guy finally gets apprehended. So the Hong Kong people had to do the police's work by chasing this thug all the way, cornering him from Mong Kok to Sham Shui Po to make sure the right guy got
How many
arrested.
got into cabs?
Too many.
Escorted into cabs by the cops.
And even the ones coming out of the station at Mong Kok at 2 a.m. got a nice escort all the way to a taxi as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is our
new order,
neutral, pretty much our neutral police, because they think that by helping the other group somehow it'll make the localists afraid or not come out to protest more. I mean, are there no psychologists working in the departments these days?
Right.
I mean, even I'm not a psychologist, and I know how to clear things is just to make it neutral.
They've lost their neutrality.
So by supporting Blue Ribbons or pro-Beijing groups more, and obviously because they're continually being caught on camera doing it now, where do the police expect their respect to come from? Only from Blue Ribbons?
They've lost all credibility amongst the pro-democracy protesters and activists, because we see this over and over and again, and we just think getting worse, not better. Because this was so clearly coordinated. Because they actually set up a special perimeter for the Blue Ribbons to come. We were wondering what this perimeter was. So
they set it up before they got there?
Before they got there. And it was just an empty space, and then these Blue Ribbons came in, started waving the China flag while being protected by the police, and then escorted out right after they did their thing.
Now, the police have a job to, create maybe a human barrier.
Right.
Sure. Maybe 2 officers, 1 back, 1 front, just to make sure that things don't get out of hand. But if they're already... Okay, let's set up this area. Let's make a nice...
they set up the counter demonstrators right next to us and protected them all along throughout their activities and escorted them out, ushered them out. There were about 50 officers. I mean, not even CY Leung gets such a great VIP escort as these Blue Ribbons received last week.
Wow. Things are certainly getting out of hand. Why don't we watch some more? Why don't we play clip 4 there and watch some more of this? Look at the background there. Look at that rough treatment by the person being put into the van. So you saw that person in the background just being manhandled into the van there.
Yeah. Not only that, she had her head slammed on the barrier.
That was a girl.
Yes.
My goodness.
It was a woman, and she had her head slammed on the barrier, punched by the pepper spray can, sprayed from centimeters away.
It's the girl that was held.
Correct.
Okay. So then they arrested her later.
And then they arrested her as well.
For what? Running into pepper spray?
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff is getting ridiculous.
Right. So actually, what we witnessed was not crime by activists, but crime by police.
My goodness.
Trying to police the people. They ended up being the offenders. So the things we saw were so disgusting that we have decided that it's time to set up a Hong Kong Legal Observers Watch Group.
Right.
And so we have now a group of volunteers who will be with body cameras, filming, recording all these incidents that happen at these protests at the middle of the night. Whenever it happens, we will be there, and there'll be a dedicated team at every single protest from now on.
How did you get all these volunteers? Because usually these things happen probably sometimes in the weekday. People have to go to work, right? And then
weekends usually these days.
I think they choose quite randomly, right? Like
Wednesday this week again, but because it was a holiday. It was July 1st.
So what we see is there's a regular group of guys who cover this. So you see Lost Dutch, you see Joel at Too Legit to Trip, you see Chris. There's a group of regulars there, observers that are already observing, tweeting, videoing myself. I live stream, so my Periscope, which was on the live stream, ended up being a Pepperscope that day. So we're all there anyways. So why don't we make extra use of ourselves and actually help people who are in legal trouble, because from what we see, they really do need our help. With all the police officers lying on their statements in court, you see all the judges.
So many are being thrown out of court.
So many being thrown out for
all those being convicted, like 1 or 2, 10 are being thrown out.
Absolutely, and that's because of people providing supporting evidence and documents. Well, we don't want 9 out of 10 being thrown out. We want 10 out of 10 being thrown out. So we're going to be that extra.
If there's a legit case to throw it out,
right? Absolutely.
Sometimes there can be a crime, and we can't just say because it's a pro-democracy activist they must be free. Right. If they really did something wrong, they should pay for it.
Yes.
This week they have this case that a girl who's also joined this protest in Tuen Mun, and then she got convicted, and then the reason why she was charged because the police accusing her using her breast to attack the police.
Her
was
chest.
it the case, right? And then saying that she actually was the one who go to the police station to complain about being sexually harassed by the police, and then she was the one who got charged at the end, and then now she got convicted. It's quite ridiculous.
Actually, in the States they do the same thing. If a cop punches you and you cover up, you can be arrested for resisting arrest.
What?
Yeah. So the cops are going crazy everywhere because they've been given the orders to, put down the citizenry as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why more and more we need these people here observing.
And the only thing that saves half of the people is video evidence.
But the thing is that sometimes the local indigenous or these localists, they're quite disconnected with the activists sometimes, because they're quite the main activists. I would say that probably would be the leftards, right?
They call them that,
yeah. They call them leftards, right? And then most of them they're disconnected with them. And how would you think that these localists and the leftards could they work together? And then because usually the leftards they have more. I call them leftards just for the convenience sake. And do you think that there's any, because they usually have the more resources to handle the cases, they have the lawyers, because they have been a long history of doing this civil disobedience. Do you think that there is any way that they can connect together and then work together so that the localists can also use the resources of the leftards?
I don't see
the
two parties really joining forces or working together. They just have such different philosophies. Localists take more direct action to the street, more people's resources. So I think it's actually beneficial to Hong Kong that you have 2 different ways, 2 different philosophies fighting the same battle together. So I think it's actually complementary.
Okay,
that makes sense. Has anybody seen this video of a fight that happened in Sham Shui Po with Indian guys with sticks, and then the cops showed up, but instead of jumping into the fray to break it up, all they did was shout, "Stop, stop," and move away. I mean,
it's like Street Fighter, these guys in the background. It's like, oh, stop.
Yeah, exactly. Because the point people were making was when a real fight is happening with, big, strong brown guys going at it with sticks, the cops don't want to do anything, not even pull out the pepper spray or the batons to stop it. But when they're unarmed, peaceful protesters, even rowdy protesters, they just go nuts with their batons and their pepper spray. I mean, the double standards are crazy. They're afraid of real crime happening, but stuff that's mild in comparison, they overreact. Yeah. You know, if anybody, you can go online and go see this fight that happened. It's ridiculous to see the cops doing nothing.
But I want to ask James, what do you think about these kind of protests by the localists? Do you think that it's effective? Do you think that for these mainland aunties, do you think that you can, is it effective to send them away?
I do think actually the localist movement has been much more effective than, let's say, the Occupy movement. Okay. Because one of the main localist issues was the shopping mall border issue. Right. And they did tighten visa restrictions
very quickly after.
So I would say the localists...
Oh, but Siwa Leung said he has been working on it since June.
Of course.
Yes. Let him take the credit. Whatever.
So we do see that trend continuing on. Every localist issue that is tackled, you see government reacting in a very fast way. Yeah. So I do think there is very good direct action is a very effective way to handle these crises that we're facing
I just hope they don't say, well, if anybody wants to be on Silent Choice to get a license. That'll be even worse. Anyways, we have to end it right there. Thank you, James, for coming in.
Thank you, James.
You can follow James on Twitter at PRHacks. That's PRHacks. Like public relations hacks, I guess. I don't know. What was it PR store for?
It is. I work in public relations.
Okay. Well, there you go. Public relations hack, PR hacks. All right. So, final segment. Shame on You award.
I nominate Jasper Zhen again.
Oh, a two-time winner. Back-to-back weeks. Wow. And last week, he was caught in the WhatsApp group. This week, he's making racist jokes. Yes. So, Jasper Zheng, again, you have just received the...
Shame on you.
Award. And oh my goodness, please don't make me give you a third one. Please, God. My respect from him went from like 90 to like 40.
Then you have to ask the opponent who's leaking out all these messages.
Interesting. Suddenly he's being attacked like this, like crazy. I wonder what that's all about. We didn't say that. We didn't say that. We didn't say that.
That's opinion.
We didn't say that. Thank you for joining us this week. You can follow us on ION Hong Kong. You can follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/IONHK pod, Twitter /IONHK pod. We're still on iTunes, so search ION Hong Kong. Again, you can follow James at PR Hacks. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.